guess, because we're live. So I will call the meeting of the Strategic Planning Community Safety Focus Group to order. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Are there any public comments? Seeing none. Old business? No old business, since this is the first meeting of the committee. Moving into new business, 5.1 discussion and appointment of a group leader. So we thought about responsibilities that the group leader would have and kind of listed those underneath that. I'm not sure if there's anything else that, as a group.
You have all the members, everybody here that's supposed to be here.
Everybody is here that is
Okay.
on the committee.
Okay.
Because of the nature of the group, though, I kind of feel like as we work through some of the stuff, we may involve other department heads.
Sure.
Because that kind of makes sense with some of the things.
EMA is supposed to be here.
He did not sign up for this committee, but some of the things like that house number system and things are things that he reported about in committee.
Right.
So, like I said, I think as we work through some of the things, we'll either need to have meetings with them in addition to the group meeting or bring them into a meeting.
And the sheriff also maybe.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, since one of our progress measures. That's related.
You know what? I don't have one of those. I thought you were talking about the agenda.
Here.
I got.
Please feel free. Thank you to Ms. Baker who reached out to me and helped me kind of draft. She kind of drafted this initial one so we could get stuff rolling. Those were just the things that we kind of came up with when we did talk about this.
So we're gonna do a final report, or are we gonna do a monthly report?
My
Do you want to do?
Last, right? But I wasn't sure
well, and I'm not
how we were gonna do this in.
and I'm not even. I mean, the strategic plan goes until what?
27.
Yeah. Right.
I think it's monthly.
And I don't even know if it'll warrant monthly meetings once we get going, depending on.
We do quarterly maybe.
I mean, I'm kind of leaving it up to each. And trust me, I want to be running these meetings. So.
Oh, you're doing great. I'm gonna nominate you. I think it would be all right. I think so too, yeah.
I do have a question. So this is community safety, right? But down here it talks about emergency response. So it doesn't actually say just police. We are running into an ambulance problem. So I think maybe that should be listed on there as well, because it's been a problem ongoing and there's nobody that has had denial of service or delayed, but it's an ongoing problem. So I think that maybe this could be added to that as well.
So we can definitely do that as something. I don't know that we're supposed to alter this because the whole strategic planning.
I didn't know if that would go along.
I think that is definitely something we can discuss in the next agenda.
Put it on the agenda, yeah.
Part of it, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
good point.
I had a comments by paramedic about that, complaining about one of the agencies not staffing as they should be. So I don't know if I bring up that agency's name, but
I know it's been a concern because I've gotten a couple of emails.
Star Ambulance closed its doors Friday night at 5:00. That has been posted on Facebook, so I'm not saying anything out of turn. But it's supposed to be temporary.
So that is something that should definitely start.
oh, they did. So there's no backup there.
So at this point in time, I'm in the sheriff's office drew up a really nice response plan and what they're supposed to do. So they've got that covered. It's been city fire. They're all on top of it. But you've only got resources a certain amount deep.
Right.
So, and I've got elderly parents living in the county. So, you've got Tri-District up there, and there's Durand, who's they have problems staffing at times, and so this could be an issue. The Star would respond from town if,
If they,
yes, if you needed to go 3D.
oh, good thing. We can add that to the,
And I know, I'm pretty sure some of the rural agencies wouldn't mind chiming in. You know, if they ever needed a meeting or whatever. That's gonna be at our board meeting on
I figured.
Monday. As part of my administrative. Well, actually, it'll probably be in the sheriff's office. Sorry.
no, great points. Those are definitely why these meetings are being formed.
That's crime and safety right there. So, bam.
Well, and I know that during the strategic planning sessions, the house numbering system came up because of emergency responses to addresses that are not accurately linked. So that was where that kind of stemmed from, and it started with conversation
Right.
about an ambulance.
Right.
So,
So we need to do find a group leader.
everybody looks like.
So it's my committee that I report to.
That'd be so smooth. It was just like,
Well, if I do this one, I'm not doing the next
I
one.
was already kind of hitting the Kurt about being the group leader on the next one
oh,
and
the next one is
Oh,
what?
the next meeting.
Transportation,
Oh,
yeah.
community
we got-
transportation. He's on that committee.
Oh, okay.
That's, who's that? Jim, Adam, and me.
So I don't know. I mean,
So basically that person's just going to make sure we stay on top of the schedule, make sure it gets reported to,
and get agendas to meet
get
and
agendas
posted.
to get
That's what
posted,
it
and
is.
keeping the next meeting, just keeping consistent.
The reason why I was thinking of Kurt is he's already got these connections with the sheriff and some of these other ones that if we need to pull them in, it would be pretty easy. He's already got the connections and the
Yeah.
phone numbers and all that other stuff, but I don't want to sign you up for something you don't want to do.
Well, I'll do this committee, but I'm not gonna do the next one.
I'm thinking probably Adam's gonna
Adam,
take
Adam.
He's-
I haven't even got a response to know if he's going to attend the meeting. And which I mean, I'm hoping he will, but who's on that committee? I don't have.
Me,
the list.
Jim, and Adam. This election's gonna play a thing in this too.
Yeah, that's true. The groups that people have signed up for could be altered or changed dependent on election
Sure.
results. So,
It's always
And-
happening.
and I like your train of thought because I was the reason when we were putting this together. And like I said, Nicole kind of was like, let's get this going and came up with the agenda is because she sits on the 911 board.
Mhm.
So that was why I was thinking, oh, but good point as far as connections too.
Yeah,
So.
she could keep me honest on the.
Doesn't matter. At least me and you. I can do it. If you really want me. Doesn't matter.
I can do it. We can always redo it if we have to, so.
Yeah.
Always, like I said, I know sheriff, and the chief deputy, and
Get connection.
EMA I deal with all the time, so.
Nicole could be a co-group leader.
There we go.
Vice chair.
Vice chair.
It doesn't matter, as long as we just stay on top of it and it gets done.
Keep doing it.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
I make a motion for group leader. Group leader.
Okay.
Any discussion?
I think I'm out now.
You can always say no, I guess.
Oh,
I think you're the right person for the job, since you have this connection. That was my thought. Willing to do it if we vote it for it?
Yeah, sure. Then I gotta take over the meeting.
Uh-huh. Oh, I can finish this. If
Okay.
I think. Can we legally, once we have a group leader?
It's not a chairman.
Well, we're gonna appoint
We're gonna have to clean it.
Point the group leader, so.
Or we could
Well-
modify the motion.
moving
We can
forward.
modify
We
the
gotta-
motion to,
The next
At the next
meeting.
Yeah.
withdraw the motion, withdraw the second.
Yeah, okay. Okay, we know what we're doing.
Okay.
All right. So we've drawn the first, second, the same people did a first and second as far as
Right.
effective after modified the motion and agreed to it, whatever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's dragons.
All right, so discussion on the key strategies. Has anyone looked at this and thought
I've
about
looked at
like,
it
how do we
before.
tackle this? Or do we, I don't know if we prioritize, if we,
Some of my committee already does all this too.
Yeah, but how much resident engagement are you doing?
No, I'm talking
That's
about the support social service officer program, crime suppression unit, evaluate. I don't know, is it being redundant or not?
Yeah, I don't think we want to redo anything, but we can support.
you know. I know Sheriff Stovall submitted that first report
Right.
on the crime suppression unit. He
Right.
said he'd be adding that
To every,
to every committee and sending it to me. You know, maybe it's a matter of supporting, just kind of spreading the word about what's been going on more at the board level, which you would do as part of your committee report regardless. And maybe it's a conversation with the sheriff. Is there a community event that's going?
That kind of goes back to the community engagement meetings, town hall meetings, and how do you spread that?
he's got his website too.
In the app?
Yeah.
Although I haven't really, and I haven't played with it much. I go in for what I look at. I don't know if he's got the crime suppression, yeah, the
Yeah.
crime suppression unit is a separate tab. I don't know if there's
I
any.
haven't looked at it
I was
recently.
thinking the community engagement thing would be later on after we get our wheels moving here a little bit.
Just add that to an agenda later on.
Later
Well,
on,
and I think
because
maybe getting the conversation started today was the goal of the meeting,
Right.
and then maybe everyone digesting this and coming back the next time we meet with ideas or even exchanging thoughts.
Yeah, I think I don't know that much about the resident engagement and like the Crime Stoppers and all that stuff, and maybe that would be a good conversation to have at one of the first meetings, so we can kind of understand, how many of those we have in the communities, the
How
different
many
watch
are
ones,
in
how
there?
many are active, gaps. We might want to engage more people or try to engage more people.
Making sure all the residents within the area that particular group covers is even wearing, you know what I mean, like maybe
Where
assisting.
it goes
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Some of those progress measures we can't evaluate because nobody's in control of emergency service response times. We can't do anything about that. It's all staffing.
Right, and with the news that, like June just said, but it might be something that one of the strategies as we're working on it, maybe as a trickle down effect. Those things, if we're able to support.
We have emergency service response times in our CAD
Right.
system.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, because when we dispatch en route, on scene, to hospital, at hospital for ambulance, and then available. So those times are kept by our CAD system at the dispatchers.
Yeah, just improving and it's out of our control.
That's every count.
Well, and some of these, the improvement in crime data, I think we're getting reports and maybe not even knowing that some reports exist, like response times and different things, and maybe those things come later. I mean, we've got 2+ years the plan is in effect.
Right.
Do you report that in the 911 meetings?
Well, not the response time so much, just how many calls there are per month per agency.
Oh, yeah.
But it is reported at the World Chiefs meetings how many mutual aids or like ambulance, can't respond, so they call in a mutual aid to respond in their stead. So we do have stuff like that. But there is a report in CAD. They can dig that one out, but I could give you guys an example of the next meeting, what that report is.
Know that we can even think about making a dent in the, like say, the number of calls for health issues. Right?
Yeah.
But
I think the,
if and when the crime lower, there should be less calls, and that's something you could track based on the sheriff and their department's efforts. But health things, I'm not sure that you can,
one,
the number of calls.
the
you can't
community
do.
health. Social services might.
So, yeah, because we're tracking when we call the social services in the CAD system. So if there's a mental health quotient, whatever in the call for service, there is a certain code that's put in,
So
so.
that would be one way.
Yes, and once the social services person gets on top of their game, and Eric is doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
Once and Tim, but once they get those going on with the CESA and everything, Community Emergency Services Support Act, that should hopefully take some off of law enforcement and ambulance because they'll have services put in place to handle the notion.
Those specific nature
Yeah.
of calls.
Right,
That makes sense. And then that might,
so maybe that'll affect that.
Yeah. The other thing I was looking at that kind of jumped out at me was like, this residents feeling safe, and like maybe there's a way we can do an online poll, county website or something, and get a feel for
Yeah,
kind of where we're at now, and then we kind
have
of
a baseline.
baseline, and then you kind of do that every 6 months or something and see if it's
Track.
getting better or worse or what, but that's something we can.
But getting
do
that
upfront.
baseline would be,
Set up and get it.
Do you think the
Started.
sheriff's, that app might have some sort of thing they could do a poll for those people that have the app? Or is that too little of the community that would have it?
I don't know. I know we could do something. Because Nate and I have talked about, we talked about a scheduling survey just to get these meetings going and something, but I know we've talked about doing like survey links. So it's something that if we did at this end, we could email out to the county board and county board could distribute within the district, or at least try to spread the word. And we would also have a link on the, on the
We can
website.
get
and
it in the
stuff.
paper. And
yeah,
have, yeah, we can get it in the papers and people could go do it. We could get somehow, yeah. It's something we could talk about.
Yeah, at the next meeting.
But I think it's something we could do up front. Getting to.
Could we do something out at the fair? Help any of this, or is
Community
that too
safety
late?
survey.
Well, just to get the word out.
Yes.
Be a way of getting,
That would be a
be a
great
way
way
of getting some votes.
Because we've got 911 is going to be out there. And any of the board members could stop by and say howdy do. So the 911 will be out there. The sheriff's office is always out there. I don't know if any of the other county offices are out
I
there.
think they're planning to do the non-political thing of just
That was fun, yeah.
booth again.
Yeah,
I think there's been discussion
nice.
about that,
Nice.
that happening again. I don't want to speak for them, but I think that was,
Because that reaches some of the folks that maybe, the older folks don't have cell phones or
Sure.
internet or whatever.
Right?
yeah.
that's
and
a
if
good
we-
idea.
Yeah,
You
that'd
do
be
like a
great.
paper thing and we can tally them up and put it on there. something.
Bam, a vote box. I
Vote
like
box.
it.
So if that's the fair's in what, 3 weeks?
Coming up
Yeah.
on things.
So if we're gonna make up a survey, we'd have to have a meeting to approve the survey, right? Or develop the questions.
So they have to go to the full board.
This is all
This
focus
committee.
group. You're kind of your own.
entity.
We're not spending any money, so.
Start the July 23rd. That's like really quick. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Which I was gonna say, we've kind of discussed the progress measures and strategies. The next topic is 5.4, which is scheduling the next meeting.
Dang, we're doing good.
We'll be out of here.
I'm sorry, where were we?
Oops. No, that's wrong. Scheduling our next. I mean, just with the conversation of if we do something to
Before,
collaborate that with the fair, then we would probably have to meet to get that survey going, right?
Well, could we,
We could run it through a committee though, too.
well, we could do it right before one other committee. We can do it before your committee, June 911. So we don't
that
have
would
to-
be July.
That'll be Monday.
Yeah, that's Monday.
I don't, what's everybody think about that?
This week?
Yeah, no, well, next week,
Next Monday.
next Monday.
Okay.
We got a
As I say, there's several
committee
meetings.
meeting. After that. Is it after
Yeah, you guys have a meeting at 6 o'clock.
5:30?
We have ours at 4,
Hours of 4, and then you guys are here at 5:30.
Oh, yeah, that's.
We
and
got
ours
that.
at 6:30.
6:30.
And then 6:30 is planning and development.
Yeah, and I start getting prepared for the board meeting about 2:30, 3 o'clock. So anytime before that.
Or from the other.
What?
So,
Something.
Well, it'd only take like, what, 5 minutes?
Who's gonna compile the list? So I'm not sure exactly what we're looking for.
I think we just want to make it really simple. Today. Safe and give them 4 levels of safety.
And you,
Very secure, somewhat secure, very unsecure. So, I'm just.
For secure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Just 4 levels, make it real simple, just 4 levels.
more boxes.
4
And
boxes,
maybe
pick
pick-
one,
and then-
boom, throw it in the thing.
then put something below for comments.
Comments, yeah, something.
Do we have to have another meeting?
We don't have. to
It's
have
not an
a-
action item on this agenda, so I don't.
There
know if
we go.
Can actually
Right,
approve it without,
Sure.
if we're technically following Robert's rules.
right. We'll schedule the next meeting for 10 minutes from now.
I gotta post 48 hours in advance.
That's easy.
Um, Although you guys are, Wednesday,
I'll be here Wednesday.
you'll be here Wednesday.
You'll be here Tuesday.
I'll be
What
here
time's your
Monday.
meeting?
Mine's at 6:30.
6:30 Tuesday.
So do we meet just before the board meeting?
What the,
Is there one
ETSB.
before? Is there one before?
before 4 o'clock?
Wednesday,
What do you think of that?
What's that?
Meet on Monday at 3, right before her 911 meeting.
What time is your meeting? 3:30?
It's 4. That'll still give me time to get
Do it
stuff
at
together.
3:30, I can be here.
3:30?
I mean, I can leave a little early. if you need me.
And if they start getting in here, maybe we could do that room next
can do
door.
that.
Because
I was
then
gonna
we'll
say,
come
we could-
early.
we can do the little
Oh,
yeah.
office next
So
door.
Monday at 3:30?
Take 5 minutes.
So that's the 8th
Sure.
at 3:30.
Or you want to do it at 3? I mean, I
So
can,
that day, the only thing I've got to do is get ready for my board meeting, make sure I have my packet information here. So I'll just get that done in the morning.
okay, 3 or 3:30. Make it up. 15 minutes early. I'll make
You
it.
guys tell me.
So, Which works better.
I'll be here. So.
I can shuffle my calendar.
You're the chairman. You're the chairman. What?
It doesn't matter.
We can also do it right after. The 911.
It's usually done by 4:28,
It's, yeah.
4:30, and we don't have a big agenda this time, so it could even be earlier than that, like 4:20. So I would say no
We do that
earlier than
too.
4:45 to be on the safe side.
I'll have to hang around work. and then
I was gonna say, that's harder for
Oh.
me to stick around.
I'd rather do it before. That's okay.
No, that's fine. I was just giving you the option because I knew our
I'll do
meetings
it
are very
before.
short.
I'm good. 3 or 3.
Okay.
3 or 3:30. I don't care. Pick one.
3:30 is fine.
Okay, 3:30 is good.
And does someone want to draft?
I guess I have to.
Rope them into that one. It'll be short and sweet, man. Like one agenda item.
What's that?
Can I do it for you and then I'll just submit it to you via email and then you can say yay or nay and then we go from there because I can bam.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, and then if the draft of whatever you two work out in the agenda gets to me Friday, I'll post it. 'Cause I'll
It's gonna be a
I'll
short,
just do it today.
that's
and
gonna be a
then
short agenda, call to order, approval.
We'll have minutes to approve them today, maybe.
Yeah, minutes.
Are you sure you want this leadership position, mister?
Too late.
I know.
Who's doing the minutes you're doing
Whoever the leader is,
for today? Today's meeting?
try. I'm not gonna probably have them done by, I know I would
Well,
have.
we can do
Friday.
both.
I've got to
We
organize
can
4 more.
look at it through this too, I guess.
I have to get 4 more agendas and meetings scheduled, and I'm having trouble with people coordinating schedules, so.
Herding cats is my favorite
Mhm.
analogy.
Mhm.
Unless you wanna do the minutes.
It has to be done today. Before tomorrow.
If I send them out Friday.
Oh,
then it
yeah.
posts
Be
my
done
agenda.
before.
I don't know if you're here. I'm the only one in the office Friday.
I'm in Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, Kathy.
All right, well, looks like we have our next meeting scheduled. Ideas of things for the agenda. Any other things that we? No?
Told me this morning.
Oh.
All right, I'll move on to public comment. No public comment, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right,
Very good.
Thank you, Daniels.
So far. Yep.
Stay that way.